Peaceful Place friends, happy Friday! Today we are going to do a really fun activity and I'm going to demonstrate it for you here. I know teacher Brianna is starting a astronomy unit with you and talking about moon phases, and then she'll be getting into stars and planets, and I thought we could do a fun Friday activity together, and it's called a galaxy jar. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take different materials and we're gonna put them into a jar, and it's going to represent what a galaxy would look like. Now, if you're not familiar with what a galaxy looks like, or is, it is a huge collection out in space, outer space, right? So outside of this world, beyond the sky, beyond the atmosphere of Earth, it is a huge collection of gas and dust and billions of stars in the solar system that are held together by gravity. Gravity is what kind of keeps us down on the ground here on Earth and keeps things together in space. And we are on Earth. Earth is our planet, and we are in the Milky Way is what our galaxy's name is. So our solar system, where Earth is, and the sun and the planets that surround us that we learn about, is inside of the galaxy called the Milky Way. All right, so now that we kind of had a little crash course on what a galaxy is, I'm going to put a picture right here and you will get to see what a galaxy looks like. And that's our galaxy, actually. That's the Milky Way right there. So it's a pretty cool picture. That is a real picture of the Milky Way taken by people who study space and have really amazing cameras that can capture things like that. Okay, so now we're gonna get into how to make our galaxy jar. Are you ready? I'm gonna show you all the things that we need to make it, and then we will start to put it together, okay? So first, galaxy jar. We need a jar. So I have a jar right here, a mason jar with a lid. Lid's very important because we're gonna be filling it up with things that we wouldn't wanna spill anywhere. So lid, jar, number one, okay? Now, the next thing we need is water. We're gonna use water in this jar, and we're gonna fill it up a little bit, and I'll show you those steps in a minute, but we need water. And then what is going to create the colorful part of our galaxy, which you saw in that picture, it was very colorful, right? And some of the colors that I saw were blues and pinks and kind of a silvery sparkle for those stars, right? So I have some pink tempera paint and some purple to kind of give it a little bit more, add a little bit more color. You can make it out of any colors you want. These are just the colors that I chose for me to make my example video. And blue, because I saw some blue in there. So I have pink, purple, and blue tempera paint. That's important because there are different types of paint and we need tempera for this project. Next, to give it that glittery star effect, I have some glitter. And I don't know if you can see it. Hold it up. There is kind of a white glitter, silver, and then there's kind of a brown and black. But for our jar, we're just going to use the silvers and the whites. So I have my glitter. And then in our galaxy jar, we're going to add cotton balls. So here's my cotton ball jar. We won't need all of these, but I figured I would just get it out and have it at the table. And just a little thing to help me along the way, I have these little markers. You can use tape or anything like that you have at home, but as you'll see throughout making this galaxy jar, we need to kind of measure things out. And yeah, so I found these little arrows that'll point me to where I should stop filling up the water later, okay? So these are all of the things that you'll need. Pretty simple. Hopefully you have some of these things at home. If not, you can find them at the store. Pretty easy. All right, so what do you say we get to mixing and making our galaxy jar? All right, so I brought you in a little bit closer because as I go through the steps of how to make this, I want to be able to hold things up closer to the camera. And the way I had it set up, it was a pretty far reach. So you're a little bit closer and you're going to be able to see up close how we're going to mix all of these things together. All right, let's get started. Okay, So I have my jar, and my first step is going to be to fill it 1/3, not half, not full, but 1/3 of the way full with water. Got our water. So I'm gonna take one of my little arrows and I'm going to, I like this purple, I'm gonna mark where I'm going to stop filling. So when I look at my jar, this looks about 1/3 full. Can you see that? 1/3, not quite half and not full, just 1/3. Okay, so now I'm gonna take off the lid because it's time to fill it up. Set the lid aside. Now I'm gonna take my water and I wanna set my cup down, or my jar, sorry, down, because I wanna make sure that it stops at that 1/3 right where the arrow is pointing to. So I'm gonna watch and be very careful. Okay, little extra is not gonna hurt. All right, so here, I'm gonna try and hold it as straight as I can. You can see that I have water right where the arrow is, okay? So I'm gonna take my tape off, or my arrow, because I don't need that anymore. Now, my next step is to pick my first paint color. And I think I'm going to start with pink. Now, this is brand new, so I might have to open the seal. Bought it just for this project. Okay. All right, so I'm just gonna add a few drops, or just enough to make it blend with the water but still be the bright pink color. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to put the lid back on and make sure it's nice and tight because I'm going to shake it. Don't want it to spill out of the sides. All right, so can you see my tempera paint looks like it's kind of just sitting at the bottom. Now we're going to shake. It's turning pink. Looks good. All right. So now that we have mixed that pink in with the water, I'm gonna take this lid off because we're gonna add more. We're not done yet. Okay, set that lid aside. So I've got my pink water, it's all shaken up. And next, I'm going to add glitter, shiny glitter. And do you know what this glitter is gonna represent in our jar? It's gonna represent the stars, right? Because stars are bright and shiny, so the glitter is gonna make the stars in our galaxy jar. All right, so I have my scissors, and I'm going to cut it open, and I'm going to add a little bit of glitter to this. Pour it in carefully so I don't get it all over the table. Okay, you don't need too much, but just a good amount. Okay, so now, after I've done that, we are going to shake this up so it mixes. So I'm gonna put the lid back on. Look at it, you can see the glitter in there. It's just kind of sitting on top. All right, so now we're going to shake. And if you can see it, there's some glitter in there. We might add more, actually. Doesn't hurt to add more glitter. I think I'm gonna add a little bit more before our next step. Okay, why not? Let's just throw the whole packet in there. Whoop. Get extra glittery so we really get that starry effect. Okay, all right, close it and shake it back up a little bit. Ready? Oh yeah, hopefully you can see some of the stars in there. It might be hard, but we'll zoom in on it more when we're all done. All right, so this looks really glittery. Next, we're going to need cotton balls, okay? So with the cotton balls, what we're going to do, we can leave our jar alone for a minute. We're gonna take the cotton balls and we are going to stretch them out. Now, when you pull them apart gently, you can kind of unravel it a little bit. We want it to be just like that. and we're gonna add them to, so it's okay if it looks like that. Nothing fancy, just pull it apart so it's not stuck in a tight ball that it comes in. So now we're gonna add it to our water. Okay, so I'm gonna put it in, and I'm gonna use a popsicle stick. Should have remembered to include this in the beginning, but you're gonna need a stick of some sort or a knife, that's okay to use, or something that can help us poke it. So we want this to poke all the way to the bottom, okay? And we want it to have enough cotton until the bottom is filled. And wipe that off there. So the bottom isn't filled yet. It's kind of hard to see through the pink, so I'm gonna add a few more, okay? Let's do it. So I know you can't see it, but this bottom, about up to here, is full of cotton balls. I think if I kept count correctly, there were about 6 cotton balls, maybe 6 or 7 cotton balls that I stuffed towards the bottom of this jar. So we've got our cotton balls down there. Next step is fill another 1/3. So we're gonna look here, not where the pink is, but from where it stops, or to the top, to the rest of the empty jar. And we're gonna say, another 1/3 is probably about right here. Because remember, it doesn't mean we're filling it up yet. So I'm gonna put a little arrow right there. Use that same purple marker. Again, you can use tape or maybe dry erase marker so that you can wipe it off at the end. Let's see, so I'm gonna get my 1/3 mark on there. All right, can you see that 1/3 mark? Okay, so now we are going to add another color. So this time, I'm gonna add blue. But, getting a little ahead of myself, I'm really excited to see how this turns out. I've never made one, this is my first time. I have to get that water in there. So, got my water, and I'm gonna fill it up to where that arrow is, okay? More water to where that arrow is. Okay, right, that's about good. The water's pink, so it'll be easier for you to see where it stopped at the arrow. All right, pretty good. All right, I think we're getting it. Oh, there we go, now it's straight. It's right at that arrow. Okay, so now we're gonna drop some blue in there. Let's see, it's got a seal on it. This is brand new paint that I went out and bought. Just special for this project. Okay, so now I'm gonna take my blue and I'm gonna drop it in, okay? Let's see. Okay, so I think that's a good amount of blue. And I'm gonna close that cap. And then I'm going to put the lid on. Okay, all right. Mix it together. Mix, 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 shake, shake, shake. Oh, that glitter is stirring up in there. You see the blues and the pinks. It's kind of turning purple. Okay. Now that we've shaken it up, we're going to add more cotton. So, same as last time. We're just gonna add some more in and press it down and see what happens, okay? Okay. Oh. All right, we're good. So now I think that since we've added more water and paint, that we need to add something else. Something that'll really make it sparkle. We're gonna add more glitter, okay? So I'm gonna grab my other packet here of glitter, okay? And I'm gonna cut it open. And I'm gonna dump that glitter in. It's even pretty just watching the glitter fall into the jar. All right, now close the lid and shake. Shake it up, shake it, shake it. Okay, now we are going to take that arrow off, which I forgot to do before. We're going to take that lid off, and we're going to add the rest of the water that will fill up the jar. Not the rest that's in here, it might overflow. But we're going to fill the jar up now, all the way. All right, that looks about right. And we're going to add our last color. So I chose a purple, which will kind of blend nicely with the pinks and the blue that we already have in here. Actually, I think we need more blue. So you can see some blue right there, but there's a lot of purple already in here and pink. So I'm gonna change my mind, actually. I'm gonna add some more blue. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe that's good. Okay, so now I'm gonna tighten that lid on here. Get it lined up so it stays nice and tight. Squeeze it so it doesn't splash out, and shake. Wow, this looks pretty amazing. I'm gonna keep shaking. Shake. All right, look at that. We got different colors in there. Got some pinks that are coming through. All right, so here is our galaxy jar. I think it turned out so cool, and it's so pretty to see all of that glitter in there with all of the colors. And another thing you can do with this jar is if you're ever feeling nervous or anxious or maybe a little upset, maybe something bummed you out during your day and you're just feeling kind of grumpy about it, you can take your galaxy jar, and after a while you'll see that all the glitter falls to the bottom. So if you're ever feeling a little upset or like you need to calm down from something that happened throughout your day, you can take this jar and you can shake it. Even turn it upside down and shake it. And then as you set it down, you'll see all the glitter start to fall, and it looks beautiful, and it kind of takes your mind off of whatever might be causing you those sad or upset feelings. But other than that, it just makes a beautiful galaxy jar. And at the end here, I'm going to show you a close-up of the jar so you can really see it. I know with some of the lighting, and since it's glass, it can reflect, and you might not be able to see it like I can see it holding it in my hands right now, and I want you to get the full effect. So, all right. Thank you for joining me for our galaxy jar video today. Hopefully you get a chance to make it. If not, thank you for watching the video. Maybe you just had fun watching. That's totally great. All right, well, I will see you guys next time. I hope you're all doing well. Love and miss you all. Bye.